I grew up in Taiwan, in Taipei. In my university, I studied advertising. So actually, I didn't study in the art school. So it's more, I think during my residency, I started to be interested in street art. So I'm quite interested not just to do graffiti, but it's more interested in how you can use image to communicate with a wider audience, and also you interact with the rest of the society. I didn't do much like plasters or like stone carving, this kind of thing. It's more about installation. It's more about 3D objects, big or small. And we think a lot about the space. It's like the object's relationship with the space. So in a way, it's more like immersive experience. It's more like how you use materials to change the environment of the space. So then I started to be interested in textile, because in Taiwan it's a really big textile industry. The subject matter is a lot about desire, a lot about frustration as individual in the society. So you can see different objects. So these objects is more like sexual beings, or it's more like individuals in the society and in different shape. This is how Asian society is. It's pretty massive. So you can see the textile, it had different materials. So it's not only just 2D objects, it also had 3D objects. And also it had like plastic, it had like metal. So I try to combine different objects together to become, it's like a tapestry, but for me it's also like an installation. Of course, in the studio you're much more focused, and you have all the tools, all the help you need. But I think residency is in a different context. It's more about how you can change the environment that you're really familiar with into a kind of like in strange environment. You can rethink about your life, you can rethink about your practice, so then you can also experiment on something new. So I think that is the value of the residency. So I do more tapestry, because with the help of the residency, I bought a lot of the kind of second-hand material, like the fabric or the second-hand clothes here in Barcelona. So I'm quite interested in the pattern, also the material, because the tradition is quite different from Taiwan. So my idea is to make some small work, but it's using this material, for example, second-hand clothes. So I modify them and I combine them to make it into smaller work. So that's the kind of the project I'm doing now. I do think a lot about war. I do think a lot about death. I don't really care about national identity as much, but I care about how a war can bring everything to destruction. Like the life you think you're building, it can be destroyed in just a minute. It's nice to do art, to be an artist, but also in terms when the war really comes, you really have to think about what you could contribute to the society.